As the Killer Bees in the black take on the Spartans in the green. A newly revamped Killer Bees. Not many players back from last season. You see right there already Robert Orocho and Ant Smith back from last season. A few notables so far. TJ Williams, the reckless villain himself, the newest addition. We see what he could do for teams. He gave a spark to survivors. Ron, you live too?
Yeah, I'm live from my personal page.
All right. You want to take the stick?
Nope.
No?
I'll take it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Ron.
I ain't gonna be able to control the score though.
Nah, you good. I got you. We'll figure something out.
We'll keep that. Oh, you playing?
Yeah. KFFL. Ron, you already live? I'll let you. If you're doing the whole game, I'll just go ahead and stop.
No, I'm only doing the first half.
Yeah, you doing the first half? All right. Yeah. All right, I'll stay there. Here we go. We're going to switch everything up. Bit of a late start for us. Sorry about that. Williams going to step it up to the left side. Got to watch Tuz. That's a man that creates a lot of buzz when he plays. First down, Bees. We talked about TJ Williams on Blunt Talk a few nights ago. 5 years ago, he came to the 4th state. He came up to the Washington County Flag Football League with the Survivors. I remember that fateful day like it was yesterday. I was on the West Virginia Ducks playing D-line. Survivors that day were starting Daniel Taylor at quarterback. Taylor had sustained a knee injury leading up to it, and as a result was not mobile in that game, leading to 9 sacks, including one by yours truly. I had a sack in that game. Even I was getting a piece of the action. Taylor was injured. Williams came in. Look at there. TJ Williams showing that arm and accuracy. The story goes, TJ Williams came in. I remember I rushed him. I went right towards him. All game I'd been getting back there, but as soon as TJ saw me coming, he took a step. And that one step led to a large gain, 30 yards down the field, first down. And that was the last time I saw the field for that game. We knew we were getting something different when TJ Williams arrived that day. Survivors rallied back from a 7-0 deficit to defeat the Ducks 12-7. Williams at the end of the season, he ended up bringing in too much talent to the Mason-Dixon Classic that year. Too much talent, finishing in the semifinals. Misfits in the house.
Shout out to Demi and Drew Seamoss. You need some of this right here before or after games. Holla at Tay Sosa. Got that good Seamoss. You know what I mean? Got multiple flavors. It's that good stuff.
They got left side, incomplete. Williams started too much talent, and the core of that would go on to form Adrenaline Rush. It was Williams who brought in Chris Boone that fall of 2017 to the Washington County Flag Football League and changed this area forever. Stepping up. Pull right down.
Second down, y'all.
One of them's baseball. He dropped. He's been winning the loss all season. They did it.
So there we go. Scoreboard set up. Tri-State Spartans, designated with the TS, as the Baltimore Spartans have emerged onto the scene in recent times. So we're going to try to distinguish this Spartans team with not just the logo, but different wording as well. We're going to go behind Keenan in a moment. Keenan going to fire that up. Incomplete. Let's hit the field. Killer Bees in black. Tri-State Spartans in green.
No, it's got to be sex. Didn't we replay the down? My bad, Ron. Take your time, brother. Get outside.
Polar in the gun, one tight, 4 wide. Keenan on draw back. At the sack, nowhere to go. We'll be having all Killer Bees games this season here on TBT. Killer Bees signing Team Blunt Talk to be their official broadcaster. Keith Giles should be back for the next one. That'll be kicking off after this, Pure Chaos and the West Virginia Venom.
Come here, yo. I got it. All right, time out. Time out. Come on, yo. What's happening? Come on, man. Hey, come on. Get it together.
For these two teams, 4th meeting this year. The first one goes back to week 1 of the KFFL spring season. The Spartans defeated the Bees 28-0. Keenan Polar starter for that game. For the Bees, it was Ant Smith. They met again, as Keenan's going to be sacked there. There is a flag. They met again in Ocean City about 3 weeks later rather, in the C bracket semifinals. That was Lucas Hall versus Houston. Lucas was replaced after a slow first 3 quarters with Dakota, and the Spartans would go on to beat the Bees 12-0 in that game. They would advance to the C bracket championship in Ocean City, where they would fall to the affiliate nation. We'll have the affiliates tomorrow morning if I can get up. Trying to make the trip down there to Maffle. We'll see. Originally had planned on it. Been a lot going on this week on my end. There's going to be a whistle there. AFN will be in action. That merger with Petty coming together. They looked good in AC. Looked even better in Charm City. We'll see how they do tomorrow when they take on Southside and Dream. Spartans in that 3rd game. Who can forget the semifinals here in Keystone back in the spring? Spartans led 14-0 at halftime, or actually rather entering the 3rd quarter. And as the 4th quarter began, the Bees trailed, but they rallied back. They scored 21 unanswered to win the game and went on to win the KFFL Spring Championship. Polar and company had a bit of a rough go. We'll talk about that in a moment. Going to throw middle. Pull right down. Talk about, it looks like it's going to be, Bees ball. Here we go. Talk about the journeys these two teams have been on all year. Killer Bees came into 2021, runner-up in the KFFL, and a bit of a rehaul on their roster after the season to try to compete in what was a more competitive Keystone Flag Football League than the one they started in. KFFL has definitely evolved and emerged the last few years.
How you doing, Joey?
Doing good. This league doing the best it's been. Got to give credit to Keystone. This is the 4th fall season, first time on Saturdays. Normally we're in Marty Snook Park this time of the year. Bit of a different kind of feeling here on Saturdays in Shippensburg, but we've been here all year. Might as well finish out the rest of the year here. Off the hands, incomplete. Talk about the Bees' journey. 4 state fours. They finished 4th place. They lost to the Maryland Venom in the semis, and then lost to Primetime 19-0 in the 3rd place game. KFFL last season, they were 4-4 in the regular season, up and down year, never had a consistent roster. There's a bit of a conglomerate with them and several players from Misfits and Demons coming together. It did not go well in the regular season, not able to get everybody every week. But come playoffs, they really turned it on, and TJ Williams, he's turning on right now. Playoffs, they beat the West Virginia Venom 7-0 to start the first round, and then in the semis, they beat the Spartans in this comeback before beating the X-Dogs for the championship. B's 2nd KFFL championship. The first one was back in the fall of 2018 when they defeated the Ship Flip Gators to win that season, as well as the Spartans. Not this Spartans team, rather, but the Tom Matthews Spartans. That franchise currently known as the Outlaws. One tie for Williams. That formation, vintage TJ Williams. We'll talk about him in a moment. But first, we'll go to the Bees. Watch this play here. TJ moving around. There's it up. Incomplete. 4th down coming. Bees played in Ocean City. 0-3 that weekend. They fell to the Long Island Demons and Team Petty that weekend. 2 very tough draws before falling in the semis to the Tri-State Spartans. Overall record for the Killer Bees this year in official play is 7-7. This was a team that finished 14th in the rankings for the DMV 4-state region at the end of the spring. The lowest rated of spring champions. We'll see. Trying to form a new identity. A lot has changed for this team. Williams open to Ant Smith. 1st down. Ant Smith, quarterback for the Bees in that 2018 championship run. Him and his brother Lurie, along with John Regan, very key in that championship run for the Killer Bees that season. Semi-finalists in the spring of 19. They fell, and that one to the X-Dogs, 21-6. Runner-up that fall to the Misfits. Low snap, going to be a bit of a roller. Williams fires that up. Open money. Touchdown, Killer Bees. 5 years in, and he's still doing it on a high level. And we follow TJ Williams from Survivors to Too Much Talent to Mayhem. AF Fed for a moment. Broad Axe, he's had 2 stints there. One led to a championship. He quarterbacked the program for a minute and was also there for Ruckus as well. Played on Red Knights. Williams has certainly collected some jerseys over the years. But in every team he's been in, most recently his own squad, the Reckless Villains, who can forget the run they had here in the Keystone Flag Football League. They were the first team in KFFL to take down TBT. Who can forget that game last September, 19-0. The Villains were victorious. TJ Williams, a big part of that. The extra point, and they're going to be progressing quick enough, and that's a dead ball. So the score is 6-0.
As soon as I caught it, I felt the sharp pain that went up my back and my hands just unlocked. Come on now, come on now.
Hey, Mace.
Hey, we're all the way up there.
You got the play?
Mace off?
Yeah. Mace, where the playbook?
We good. It's good, Joey.
How you doing, Dominic?
I'm all right. How you?
Good, man.
Hey, shorten them up. Yep. Yeah, we up here.
Gonna go ahead and fix the description there. Perfect. Talk about the Bees in a moment, or the Spartans in a moment. Mentioned the Bees, runner-up in 2020. Champions coming in, but it's a tough gauntlet for them to win this year. Complete there. Trying to get around and pull down. Tri-State Spartans. Origins of this team go back to when Don Brown founded Food Lion in the spring of 2016. Quarter just ended. Food Lion, of course, lasted a year. They played in Washington County. Winless that first season, 0-7. Did not finish the season due to injuries. That next fall, however, arguably his best team up until last season. Who can forget the run they had? They ended up being runner-up in the B bracket, but scored a big upset on the program at the end of the season. Fell short, however, to Ruckus in that B championship. The next season, the team was renamed Greencastle Antrim Spartans. They were there for another year. Runner-up in the B championship in the spring of 2017 to Top Gun. Runner-up to the Red Knights in the Fall B Championship. Did not play in 2018. Puller going to throw. Quick out to Mac. And Mac's pulled down. So in the fall of 19, we saw the return of the Spartans, renamed the Tri-State Spartans. Initially, they came back with the familiar burgundy and gold uniforms. I could try to. Polar in the gun. Gonna take that snap, gonna go middle and complete off the hands.
I'm making it look like it's them. I'm making it look like it's them. I'm making it look like it's them. Okay, fine.
Fall of 19, they returned. Runner-up in the B championship that season to the program. 2020, they stepped up their game, started traveling a bit more. Changed the color scheme from burgundy and gold to green and gold. Deep ball up in the air and then complete. Fourth down coming up for the Spartans. They up their play in a big way last year. So you remember they were going all around, getting work every weekend at the fairgrounds during COVID. This is a team that did not stop, and everything else shut down. They continued into the fall in Washington County. Semi-finalists that season, the Showtime. They fell short there 33-26. And what was a battle. Looks like it's going to be a free play. And a big catch across the middle. Pulled down. First down. '21 Tri-State Spartans' biggest year, arguably. Talk about that in a moment. Polar going to hand off to Mac. We'll change the score. My apologies, guys. We keep multitasking, and Mac is finally pulled down on the sideline. First down coming up. Talk about the regular season at KFFL last year. Spartans 8-0. However, one and done in the semis to the Killer Bees. We talked about that earlier. Ocean City, this is a team of tough day one. They fell to Baez Auto 17-0. They had a battle with the Bad Boys, falling there 25-16. Or play action. Stepping up. Fires, got it. Touchdown Spartans. And we're tied at 6.
Good ball, bro. Good catch, bro. Good catch. Good concentration. Talked it up, didn't you?
And a big play for Tri-State. That's what they needed.
We got 3 over here. We got 3 over there.
Much different looking Bees defense than what we saw last season. Polar on the extra point.
Let's go.
And complete. We're tied at 6. So the team in Ocean City on day 2, they beat 717 Elite and the Killer Bees for falling to AFN in a close 3-battle championship.
This should not be going this way, fellas, at all. We had no pressure up the middle. We gotta get pressure up the middle. We up there, bro. Hey, ball up here, let's go. Hey, it's first and what, 5? We need one off. Hey, is it first and 5?
Spartans have been on a bit of a journey this summer. We mentioned the one and done. This is a team that went 6-2 in Washington County. They knocked off the Warriors in the semifinals before falling to Broad Axe in the championship. They played in the Charm City Classic, but they were very light. Only 15 players made the trip to Baltimore. However, they were 2-2 that weekend. They fell to the Bad Boys in a rematch from OC, but they managed to beat the Bulls and the Jets before falling to Rob Lane and Outcast. Spartans had to go up against Deuce Dutch, the greatest coach of all time, but they managed to put up a fight against Lane, Dutch, and company. Falling short there, 27-12. Lucas Hall was the quarterback for them. In fact, and for their wins, Lucas Hall on the circuit has been their starting quarterback, but we'll see him with Venom today. And this next guy, look at TJ Williams moving around. Still going. Tuz turning up. And Tuz is bringing some buzz to this Bees attack. Talk about the career of TJ Williams. He is one of those guys who is just, he's an enigma out there on the field. He's one of those guys that you just don't want to face. He's a matchup nightmare. That 2016 season, he had the Survivors turned around. Took a lowly franchise to their best season that year. 3-5. Remember, they had some close battles, though, along the way with Program, X-Dogs, and Ruckus that season. This was a team. This was a man who brought in too much talent. In that 2016 Mason-Dixon Classic in the B bracket, Williams going to fire it up. Doing this for 5 years. Oh, my. What a catch. First down, Killer Bees. Keith threw a flag. I'm not sure what it is, though. What a play. You remember back to that 2016 run for too much talent. I was there on the sidelines that weekend. Had a tightly contested battle with the ALU Panthers, 26-18. That game was a classic. That was the first time you saw the very beginnings of Too Much Talent. A lot of guys on there who went on to do a lot more things on the circuit. Whistle being blown. They fell short, however, to the Maryland Titans, the eventual winner in the semifinals. The next year, Williams came out with Too Much Talent to the Washington County Flag Football League. It was all the talks on the message board was about TMT. We remember the beef with them and the Knights to start that spring of 17. They came to Washington County and shook things up a little bit. Coming out there that first season, remember they beat both Ruckus and Broadaxe, the two teams who played in the championship that year. And the ball's just going to fly back there. That's incomplete. Williams says he had his hand hit, but no call there. Remember, it was Too Much Talent who snapped Broadaxe's 40-game win streak back in that 17 season. Best I could. And that was a Broadaxe team who had not lost in 2 years when they went up against TMT that day. Fall of 17, Williams and Too Much Talent stepped the game up even to a higher level, bringing in Chris Boone. And that offense just took the whole 4-state by storm for the years to come. And the effects still felt to this day. You see it right now. You just saw it earlier with the Misfits. Just that whole offense, what started back in 2016. And even then, it's just insane to see where it's all grown. Williams upset or out running over there. Williams left TMT at the end of the fall of 17. Played with AFN and the Mason-Dixon Classic. They were taken out by the X-Dogs in the quarterfinals of that one. Williams popped up again with Mayhem the next season. Got a lot of playing time at wide receiver and DB. After that, bounced over to Broadaxe for that fall of 18. Had a hot start. Broadaxe was doing work early on, averaging 30 points per game with Williams at the helm. But he was unable to make playoffs, and Broadaxe was one and done X-Dogs. We didn't see Williams again to the fall of 19 when he came back with the Red Knights initially. Played wide receiver in a few games, put up some numbers. Was part of an offense that was starting to see a bit of a revitalization before he left for Ruckus that season to play quarterback. Williams took Ruckus to the semifinals, or the play-in game of the A bracket, falling to Broadaxe. And there's just discussions and yelling and all sorts of anger out here in the field. We had Williams on TBT at Clash of York. He was a big weapon and a big reason we were successful against Rampage and the Bullets. I can attest to that playmaking ability. And then the fall next year, Williams came in with the Reckless Villains, took KFFL by storm. They had a hot start, but
What a shit show.
And there's the punt, and it's going to go to that right, and return coming. There we go. And Killer Bees punt it, and Tri-State takes it.
Hey, that's my fault. I was trying to get it out of bounds.
Reckless Villains in the KFFL. We talked about it. Semi-finalists last year in the fall. Fell to the Killer Bees in the semifinals. Williams was driving him down the field before he threw a pick to Lurie to end the game. And then last season, the Villains, one and done in the playoffs, fell to prime time in the wild card game.
Who in the slot?
It don't matter.
Villain's not back this season. Williams free as a result, and here he is now with the Killer Bees. Here's Keenan Poehler, who ironically enough gave TMT their second loss in the 4-state with the West Virginia Ducks many years ago. Thought about him a bit in a moment. Going to throw to Mack, and it's going to be complete to that right side before he's pulled down. Poehler came to the 4-state back in the spring of 17 for the West Virginia Ducks. I was there. Ducks that year 4-5. They had their best record. Even was competitive against very tough teams of Red Knights, Ruckus, and the program. Although they were unable to make A, falling short in B in the semis of Top Gun. That first season for Poehler, most notable for the win against Too Much Talent when they beat them 27-21. One of the greatest games you'll see. Poehler popped up the next season on program in that fall of 17. Had a couple appearances, and then after that, moved to Top Gun for a year. He was with them for 2018. He's going to throw the ball here, middle screen. Ain't going to go nowhere. Carty had that well read. Great play by Tanner Carty. And a lot of guys go, and there's a flag in the backfield. Brian Davis just threw one.
Let's go.
What is going on?
Yeah, but I didn't say anything just now.
No, someone else did, but they gave the warning to your team.
So it looks like it'll be a penalty against the Bees. And we'll move on up.
I'm about to say, I was trying to plead my case. I didn't say it.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that hurt. What? Oh my God.
Hey, Cardi.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little while.
They think they see something out there.
I don't.
Second down. Watch it. Stay alert. Watch the ball. First down.
Tight 4 wide. Poehler. Completing that left side. Hold down. Poehler would pop up again with the Spartans in 2019. Well, apparently the flag never got pulled, but it was blown dead anyways. Keith threw a flag on that right side. Not sure what's up there. Nope, Keith lays it off. Mentioned this is the 4th meeting this year. And for the Killer Bees, this is actually the 4th different quarterback they've played against them to start. It was Ant Smith in week 1 of KFFL last season. It was Houston in the semifinals in Ocean City. It was Tay in the semifinals for the league last season. And now it's TJ Williams. Complete down the field. Touchdown, Tri-State. Spartans aren't dead yet. They still got a lot of their core guys. They may not have the depth they did, but they definitely have something they can still put together here. And they're showing right now they can still play. 12-6 Tri-State. And we talk about the Bees having 4 quarterbacks in all 4 meetings this year starting. Spartans have only played about 3 in that span. Keenan started the game in KFFL week 1 as well as the semis, and today it was Lucas who started the semifinal in Ocean City. Creating a bit of an interesting matchup as his defensive coordinator on Venom at the time, Johnny Cocho, and their best pass rusher, Pat Freedom, was on that team. Dakota came in toward the end. There's a double pass going to go here. Dakota's going to throw. Oh, wow. Where is it? Caught.
Those two, yeah.
14-6. All right. How you doing, Taylor? 1 minute to go.
Okay, stop. Stop. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Eight-point game.
He's you run the corner, you on the front.
Nothing behind.
Williams going to pitch it back. Pull down. Timeout is called. Coming up next, Pure Chaos and the West Virginia Venom. First meeting between those two. Chaos making their KFFL debut after playing in Washington County for 2 seasons. Trying to get their 3rd franchise win. They got their first on the Warriors last fall. They earned their 2nd on UNR. They were very close with Ruckus in the semifinals, or the wild card game, but just not enough in the end there. A little bit of a roller there to Williams. Sack City. And right now the Spartans defense stepping up in a big way.
Where's my flag? Back there. That's a penalty. Hey, Brett, he's going to flag. Hey, Brett, he's going to take it to a flag. You know that. Come on, man. They called it. They called it. Is the clock stopped? We gotta do a step right now.
So the sack will take us to halftime with the score. Spartans 14, B6. Be right back. We're back for the second half here. That was a pretty long first half. What is 2:44? That's a dead ball for Poor. TBT will be here all season in the KFFL, every week. With the exception of a few, we're going to be out of town on October 15th. But Keith Giles will have us. We'll be down in Miami covering Breast Cancer Awareness Tournament. Be a great event. I'll be down there with Jerome Russo and Ben Pennington. 9-man media's way of giving back. It's all for a good cause. Keith Giles will be here that week. Puller. Flag is out. Monte. Bees have no answer. Touchdown Spartans. And we were talking, what does Tri-State have left? Remember, this was a very light team they had in Charm City. They've had a lot of tough situations. All of that just goes off without me even having it on. And glad to see Tri-State coming out today with a lot of fight. I don't see much of a difference so far. There may not be as many bodies as there were last season, but they definitely are still bringing that intensity and fire. It's got a well-rounded team. There is a lot of players out there. Remember, anybody who's a free agent could come play. And there are a lot of guys down 81. Some more down 70. Some more down 270. Up 83. Down 95 and all over. You might even get some New Yorkers to come down. Anybody who wants to play. It's open season here in the KFFL. We're going to move up. Polar, a little low. Gonna throw. Got it. And that should make it 22-6. That was 2, right, Tom?
No, 1.
One.
They wanted to go for 2, but they couldn't change.
Gotcha. My definitely throws me off sometimes. My vision ain't the best. No. Y'all look good.
So we had to wake up a little bit.
That Charm City momentum coming to play.
Yeah, we had to just wake up a little bit.
Hey.
Some new faces, try and get them equipped. Got some more people. I don't know what the hell happened to them.
Make friends. There's plenty of friends to be made out in the world.
Hey.
21-6.
You on this side. You here. All through.
Complete left side. So we'll move up. Penalty on the Spartans. Apologies, guys. Need water. Got the big one on the field with me. TJ gonna throw, and that's it, complete. B's want to hold, nothing there.
Oh, man. Hey, bro.
That's good, D. That's good, D.
Bro, we gotta stop playing with guard. Actually, you know what? Hey, stop talking to me. We're good. Hey, who's guarding you?
I just pulled up comments, fellas, so I apologize. I'm a little slow.
Hey, watch this and out over here.
Dead ball. How you doing, Sean? Just reading comments now. I agree, Chili. Keenan can sling that.
Third down.
Williams. Sack City. Sneed coming in.
Anytime the flags get pulled out there, just watch it all game. Last game, he just throw it.
See what the Bees do here. 15-point game in the third.
They doing double slants delay.
Watch that DN!
Versus the second quarter.
Yeah. So watch that tight end, bro.
Back up, D!
Back
Back
up.
up! There you go. Set.
Take him back.
Hey, CJ, yeah.
False start.
False start on. Okay. Who whacked it on? The far receiver.
No, he don't see that far ever in the game. You know I'm
We still got plenty of game left.
Hey, man, my first sip of wine.
Keep that comment to yourself.
Jay, come inside. Go back this side.
Williams throws it. Yeah, got played.
That's bad. That's bad.
Turnover on downs, and Tri-State will take over.
Right here. I saw you. I was like, hey, we already got the play. I'll tell you. Keith, come here. Come on, yo. Let's go. Get him up.
Coming up next, Venom will take on Pure Chaos.
Come on, yo. We don't gotta wait on them. Come on. The refs ready? Ready. There you go.
Back on that left side. Turn it up, pull down from behind.
They all that way. Good, man? Hey, go for the outside. I know you're getting up there in age, man. I'm good, baby. I'm good, baby. Let's go, out. We got trips. We got trips over here. Ready? One, two, go.
And Polar is going to be sacked.
Hey, sorry. Hey, one more play. Let's go. Get it. It's all good. Where?
Take a look, West Virginia Venom. Second season coming up. Looking forward to seeing the direction of this franchise and where it goes. They got a lot of experienced talent on that team. They're coming over there. They got Chaos next. And Lucas Hall has been doing some recruiting, from what I've been told. He is the new captain on Venom. And he is taking charge in the biggest way possible. Polar, meanwhile, Cannon gonna step up. He got nowhere to go. Bees defense trying to hang in there. If you're Keenan, though, try to find one more deep ball. Throw a dagger in there on this killer bee attack.
Hey, we got trips,
Come on, one back, wait.
Fuller. You just got to try to do something here. Nowhere to go. And I believe it'll be B's ball. Keith, I think, is calling quarter. I don't know what's happening now. All right, so Brian says change of possession. We'll go this way. Suns head that way, so we'll get ready.
Somebody gets to do it. Somebody got to go. It don't matter who can go. Oh, shit. Keith, come on, Dre. We got 10. We're good. Come on, man. We're good. Let's go. Go play. Hold on. Go left.
Williams. TJ running himself. That's what he does best. You got to pull this man's flags and body up. It'll be all me next week. TBT, Joey Blaze will have 6 games for you. Wolverines, X-Dogs, Wolverines, Misfits, Spartans, Misfits, Outlaws, Killer Bees, Demons and Venom, and then Demons and Chaos. TJ stepping up. Hold down. A little bit of a roller, dead ball.
I'm gonna say y'all not gonna blow the whistle on that either, right? Is that low or high?
Maybe you come back to it because he's low. Now you back up and get set. Don't worry about blocking. Get back up. You're good, man. We're right here. Come on. Look alive. Let's go. We're right here. I like it, baby. Come on. On the base.
My bad, fellas. I gotta work on that.
Let's go, y'all. Come on.
There we go.
Hey, coming up,
Williams
get rid. Oh!
fires it up. That's an interception. To the house. All the way. Touchdown, Tri-State. 27-6.
The boys crazy. My God. The boys running back. He's really running back.
Great pick six there.
When I spin on it to recruit, they can see it grabbing my shit.
So I killed it.
Nah, yo, Cobb's on the horse. Yo, that's
27-6. Hell of a play. Hell of a play by Zach.
Chris!
Oh, yeah, Chris, we need you, yo.
21-point game.
We need you, yeah.
We'll give Bees another chance.
Yo, hey, he's using my KB.
But this game may no longer be competitive. And we talk about it. This was a tri-state team that up until the fourth quarter of that Bees game back in the semis in June, they had outscored the Killer Bees 54-0. It's 27-6 right now. That game ended 54-21. Well, we can get there. Not as quick as I used to be. Over to 7 up, hit the ball to the ground. 21-point game. Spartans have outscored the Bees 81-20 in these 4 meetings. That is an average of a score of 20-5. And if you take away that comeback, it's a lot worse. If you take away that comeback, this is 81-0. Or 6 rather in 2 games, in 4 games, I should say. Sorry, my voice is starting to give out a little. No one knows where the ball is.
Hey, KP, they say you got the ball. Is that the ball right up? There's RIP on it. Yeah, that ball he picked up over here is our ball. Yeah. Right? See what I'm saying? Niggas pick my ball off and throw my flag. They got a guard here. Tight end. Back up, D. Back up, D. No, he threw the all-star signal.
And a penalty on the Bees to start the drive. So they can't find their ball and they can't get started. Tough day for the Killer Bees. And with a loss here, it'll be their 3rd straight opening season loss. And all 3 have not been close. 42-0 against TBT last year. That game was over in the 3rd quarter. 28-0 in spring, 27-6 today. Missed the sack there. Gonna fire that up. That's complete. Hold down. And 3 games in the opener, the Killer Bees, going back to last fall, they have been outscored 97-6 in their last 3 opening games, for an average of 32-2. They've been outscored by 30 points per game on average in season openers, going back to last fall. And 2 of those beatdowns were at the hands of the Spartans team. Quick to that left side. I ain't gonna lie, I was wondering about that too. So B's arguing that it was an unbalanced line and that he was eligible as a tight end on that guard side. I was a little thrown off myself. A little YAFFL offense there. Williams. Sack. Shot coming in.
Put a tight end on. Let's go. Hey, tell him cut that out. Did your man have to move in order for my team to get a flag? That's his team sports, Dodo. What's the score? What's the score? What's the score? You never play good anywhere ever. You have no strikes.
That'll do it. Keith will call it. That'll do it. Tri-State Spartans will win another season opener on the Killer Bees.
Whatever, yeah.
They defeat them 27-6. I'm Joey Blaze. We'll have Keith Charles back on in a moment for Chaos and Venom. Spartans 1-0, Bees 0-1. We'll see them both in action next week.
My man, Dad.
Spartans against the Misfits, Bees against the Outlaws.
Go back.
Till then, we'll see you soon.